Hey guys, Restore Thrive back again. We're here in the Cummings Family Fitness Center with our newest addition. This is Connor Patrick, aka Little Hoss. This is a rare moment you're catching him in where he is not eating. So we thought this would be a good opportunity since we don't have a whole lot of time to discuss a lot how to keep your baby from ruining your shoulders, your neck, and your low back. So real quick here, we're gonna just expand on that idea of good standing posture. So when I'm holding my little guy here, what I'm always trying to cultivate is a little tension through my abs like we talked about in the bracing video, 2 out of 10 tension here, and keeping my shoulders in good position. So if we look from the side, what I'm trying to do is really keep my shoulder back in the socket and not round myself forward like this to keep him in a stable position. As soon as my shoulder comes forward, you can see my head poking forward as well. And now I'm putting a ton of strain on my neck. Remember, for every inch forward that your head sits from neutral, that's 10 extra pounds of vertical pressure coming down through your cervical spine there. So if we want to save your neck, we want to make sure that we can keep that head back in a neutral position, and setting that shoulder in good position helps. Now, in terms of grip, what we want to make sure of is that we've got one hand on the bottom, one hand supporting his back. Obviously, for a little guy like this, making sure his head's in good position as well. We can do this a couple different ways. We can use our hands to kind of grip him. When we get tired though, when our grip gets a little tired, we can do a couple different things. We can kind of cross our hands over and just grab one wrist, and that still keeps him close to my body here. I can try working into what we call a cross finger grip here, and I can hold across his back, or I can put him in the crook of my elbow here, try to keep that shoulder back, and that's going to save my hands and wrists a little bit as well here. Okay, last thing we want to talk about is when you have to bend down to pick up that burp rag. When he's been overfed, he just spews like Old Faithful in Yosemite there. So what we want to make sure of is when we need that burp rag and bend down, that's another opportunity where we will expose our spine if we're not mindful of how we're bending down. So this is what we call the deep knee bend. You set up in that good posture, feet are underneath your hips. You're going to let your heels come off the ground. We're going to get up on the balls of our feet. I'm going to bend my knees and try to keep my back as straight as I can. So when I pick up this burp rag, I don't round through my spine, and then I'm just going to push up from here. That's a great exercise to practice on your own without the baby in hand. But when you've got him in hand and you need to reach down, instead of just giving up that good spine position and exposing your spine and risking injury, use that deep knee bend. So we hope you guys find this helpful today, and we'll talk to you again soon.